I'm not a fan of Fabricio. We've had our differences in the past, and Cain's going to destroy him, and it's going to be fun to watch. I can't really talk positive about him. There's very few guys I can't talk positive about. Vitor Werdum.
I think Cain Velasquez wins it just based on his athleticism, his pure grit as a wrestler, and his ability just to transform it and put it anywhere he wants to. There's nothing more powerful than a wrestler that knows how to box, and then you throw someone in the fact that they can put you against the cage, pick you up, and then kick the crap out of you.
I'm going to go with Velasquez. He has that experience in 5-round fights. Fabricio's improved. He's a tough test. Good BJJ. His striking and clinch has improved, but does he have the wrestling good enough to get Cain down? Can he drag him to the guard? Can he push that pace for 5 rounds?
His striking got a lot better for sure under Rafael Cordera. He's a great Thai boxing coach. But Cain, man, there's no way he could bet against Cain, period.
You're going to see a demolition, a destruction on that day. Cain's very fired up, motivated to show people that he still is the best in the world.
I think Cain Velasquez is going to smash Werdum. I think he's been sitting there chomping at the bit to get back in the cage. I think Werdum is a far different fighter than he once was. He's evolved. It's almost backwards, where he's getting better with age. But I think Cain is just too dominant in all the positions, and I think I know Werdum's very dangerous in the clinch with his knees and off his back with triangles, but I think Cain just transitions so well and is so aggressive, and I think his overwhelming pressure is going to take him out.
I don't think Werdum has what it takes. I love Werdum, and Werdum is getting better in areas, and his hands is definitely have starting to look better. But let's be honest here, when this fight comes down to, it's not about striking, it's not about jiu-jitsu, it's not even about wrestling. It's about the pace of the fight. I don't think Werdum can handle the pace of the fight in which Cain is going to put him under. There's not a lot of heavyweights who can. The closest one that could have is Daniel Cormier, but now he's down at light heavyweight now. So I don't think there's a guy in his weight class that can match his pace. So I think that Cain's going to win.
Werdum's gotten very, very good at his stand-up. His Muay Thai is very good now. He's improved a ton. And he's got good cardio. I think he presents a lot of challenges for Cain. He's a different guy. He's not a guy that's going to be trying to just take his head off. He's a guy that can actually go 5 rounds. He's got pretty good technique, and he's a guy that if you make a mistake, he catches you in a submission, and you won't get out. He's the guy that he broke the myth of Fedor. Nobody thought Fedor could lose at the time, and Fabricio went out there and did it in less than a round.
I feel like he's going to have to get Cain to force that takedown a little bit. If you don't establish your range and make him respect you on the feet, a guy like that is constantly in and out and constantly, pushing the pace and takedowns and strikes and combinations and all that, you really got to make that guy respect you, or as the rounds go on, Cain's just going to keep picking it up more and more, and it's going to get worse for Werdum. But I see Cain winning that one. I see Werdum hanging tough and surviving and stuff like that, but I feel like Cain will come through on that.
That's a really tough one because Werdum has looked pretty damn good, but I'd have a hard time betting against Cain. The only way I see Cain losing is if he gets knocked out, which has been, his chin's been a little questionable in some of his past fights, but his cardio and his gas tank and the pace that he sets is just so high that it's really hard for any other heavyweight to keep up with him.
For sure, Werdum is the guy to beat Velasquez. Velasquez is a great fighter, but Werdum coming in his best time. He proved that in his last fight. He beat Mark Hunt on Muay Thai, and Mark Hunt is a K1 champion. He proved he have hard, he proved he have skills, and he don't show the ground work. Maybe Velasquez hold him going to the ground, and Werdum show his jiu-jitsu. Can be bad for him. I thinking Werdum can submit Velasquez like what he's doing against Fedor.
Werdum's amazing, man. I've been very impressed with Werdum's striking, his front kicks, everything just comes so dynamic and so fluid. So I think he's dangerous, man. I really think so. And Cain Velasquez is a great grappler. Don't get me wrong, like Cain's pound for pound the toughest guy in the world, but Werdum, he brings a different element to the table. Once Cain takes him down, he's in Werdum's world.
He's got one of the greatest coaches in the world. He's got Rafael Cordera. He is amazing. I went down there and worked with him, and he'll teach you how to strike. And if you don't learn how to strike, you're going to get beat up down there. So Werdum's got a very good shot at taking that belt. I'm picking Cain just because of his conditioning and his great wrestling background, but Werdum's got a great shot.